$12.99, or alternatively you can get it from Amazon for the same price. Okay, so just to give you a bit of information as to how you can connect with me online if you want to, my Twitter handle is @Bebe Clement, that's @BEBE Clement, and my Instagram is Bebe_Clement. I'm always happy to connect with you. I'm always putting out tips that will help you, not only in just your entrepreneurial journey, but life as a whole. So I would strongly encourage that you connect with me. Lots of information about events that are coming up and stuff like that. So please do take the time to connect with me. Now, as you know, we sometimes repeat programs that are requested from our listeners that, oh, Bebe, you had a program last week, I wasn't able to listen, I'd really like to listen to it again, can you repeat it? So we do that every so often. So last week we repeated the episode on the money quiz. You remember earlier in the year we had a money quiz, and we had Kaya Delatsui and Bumi Yeri on the program. Was it this year? No, I think it was late last year. And I had a series of questions about finance for them, and they very graciously came on the show and played the game. And the whole point of that was to let you know what you don't know, basically, because a lot of us think we know and we don't. And it is what we don't know about money that is keeping us limited by way of financial freedom. So I hope you found that useful. And of course, the week before that was a live show, which we had the amazing, absolutely amazing Rabbi Daniel Lapin on the show. Once again, I'd like to thank Rabbi Lapin for coming on the show. It was fantastic. I mean, the feedback has just been phenomenal. I had a lady call me. She said, Bebe, practically everything I've taught, I've had to go and unlearn it and relearn it after listening to Rabbi Lapin, because he just opened my eyes to things I had never ever considered or been taught before. So about money. So we're really, really grateful for that. And he shared lots of tips about what the Jewish community know that helps them be one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest community in the world, despite their few numbers. How they control a large majority of the global wealth despite being very few in numbers. So he shared some of those tips, and I'm forever grateful for him coming on the show, and hopefully I can talk him into coming back yet again. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing something slightly different. Last week Saturday, yes, which was a couple of days ago, I held a networking breakfast for women in business in London. And on the 4th of October, we're going to be holding another networking event at our law firm in Lewisham in London. And people often ask me, Bebe, they say, you know, we'd really like to have a networking event, but really don't know how to host it. It just seems like a lot of stress. So I thought I'd do a program on how to make money from hosting a networking event. So I kind of host these events because really I want to be able to service my clients better, provide a space for them to make new contacts so they can showcase their products, improve their public speaking skills, etc. And of course, in so doing, I have expanded my brand and acquired new customers. So I want to pass on some tips as to how you can make sure that you have a successful networking event. It's not as stressful as you think, and I think particularly in these times you have to be innovative in ways in which you connect with your clients and potential clients, and holding a networking event is a very, very good way in which to do that. So before I jump right into that, as always, I just want to let you know that we're live, and this is an interactive show. And I want to hear your views on anything that we discuss here, and indeed try to answer any questions that you have. So I'll be taking a break in a little while so that I can get all the questions that you send in and make sure that I answer them when we come back. So if you have any questions or you have any comments or anything you want to share, please do. Our Twitter handle for this program is @StarRadioUK, or you can text or WhatsApp us on 07539 661 744. That's 07539 661 744, or by all means email us at info@StarRadioUK, or if you're joining us via Facebook, then just put your questions or your comments in the chat and I will retrieve them during the break and I will answer those questions. And if you want a shout out, again, just put your name in on Facebook and I'll give you a shout out later on in the day. Okay, so let's jump right to it. For those of you who are just joining, it's your host, Bebe Clement, and you are tuned into the Bebe Means Business Show. And today I'm going to share some secrets as to how to host a successful networking event and make money from it. Because at the end of the day, we are in business to make money. Okay, so the first thing that you need to look at is who exactly do you want to attend this event? So like I said, the one I did on Saturday was purely for business women. So the one that we're going to have on the 4th of October, that's more for our existing clients, and they are all SMEs. So they're male and female, but they are mostly business owners. So it's not individuals and it's not employees, they are business owners. So you need to find out, first of all, you need to decide who exactly do I want to target with this networking event. Is it just women? Is it just men? Is it young people? Is it, for instance, is it up and coming entrepreneurs, maybe under 30? Those are the kind of people that I want to come to this event. Or is it small business owners and entrepreneurs? You need to decide very early on exactly who you are attracting. Don't try and attract everybody. Look for a niche and attract those people. So the clients that you want to attend will determine everything about the event, particularly about the event planning, such as venue. So for instance, if I was having a networking event for young entrepreneurs, I'd probably have kind of a quirky, unusual venue because they like that. They like unusual. So I might choose something like a museum or just an unusual type of venue that they would find attractive. Rather than my office, I probably wouldn't hold it in our office if I was having it for young people. The one I had on Saturday, I held in a restaurant. So they served breakfast at that restaurant for my guests. So again, you have to determine, first of all, who exactly do I want to come along to this event. The second thing is when you then decide which venue you're going to have it in. I've had networking events in hotels and things like that. You then, of course, have to factor that into your budget. So if you're on a very tight budget, then maybe this is not the time to be splashing out on some swanky venue. So you may want to just hire somewhere that's affordable, somewhere that's local to you. You can speak to a lot of venues because they too right now they're looking for business, so you might be able to negotiate a good price under what they normally advertise. You might be able to negotiate a good price with them, so don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to call them up or go and have a quick meeting and say, look, I know normally you hire out your venue for, I don't know, £200 an hour, but we're a small business and I'm going to be bringing about 30 people here, and you know, I would appreciate a discount. Would you mind knocking it down to 200 or 250, something like that? Don't be afraid to have that conversation because right now people are open to those kind of negotiations. Okay. Then decide how many people you would need to attend to make it worth your while. Now you would only be able to do that once you've worked out a budget. So you must have a budget for the event. And your budget, of course, will be driven by the reality of the situation, depending on the kind of event that you want to put on. So you must have a budget, and then you decide how many people do I need to have at this event to cover my budget initially. That's your first port of call, and then of course to make a little bit of money extra. So that's what you need to be looking at. But have your budget, and we'll go into that as we go along. Your budget will begin to come together. So the fees that you charge, your attendance fees or your entrance fees, must be able to at least cover the budget. Thank you for that. My producer Archie has just put on the details of our next networking event that we have coming up next month. So yes, so the fees that you charge must cover that event. This one is free, so don't worry about it. If you're minded to attend, this one is free, and the details are there on the screen for you. Now, once you've established your budget, you should have a budget for marketing as well. The one I had recently was aimed, like I said, at women, so I charged a small fee and that fee included the cost of breakfast. So the one I'm having on the 4th, that one is free, and I'm going to be supplying the refreshments for free. Now, you then have to choose, like I said, to choose the venue. I chose a restaurant because I thought I wanted a place where they served a good breakfast, and I've had breakfast at this particular venue before, and it's very, very good value for money. So I thought, yes, this is what I want my clients to have. Now, then you then decide what day of the week is best. Now, the rule of thumb, they tell me, is not to have a networking event on a Monday. I've got to say, I have bucked that trend. I've had many networking events on a Monday, and they have been successful. So I don't know where that came from or what statistics back that research. But I've had many networking events on a Monday. Now, I had the one for the women on a Saturday because oftentimes on a Saturday, women have to cook breakfast for the family. It's the family day, so they have to make breakfast, that kind of thing. So I thought it would be nice to give the women a treat, give them a break from having to cook breakfast. So a lot of the women actually said at the event, oh my God, I can't tell you how happy I was that this was on a Saturday. I just gave the kids to hubby, let him cook breakfast, and today I'm just going to relax and have somebody else make me breakfast. And it was a buffet, so they got very, very good value for money. So you need to, that's part of the things that you need to think about. What day of the week do I want to have it, and why? So the one that's coming up in October, I'm having on a weekday. I'm having on a Monday evening because a lot of people will come straight from the office there. So rather than go home, it's a nice way for them to kick back, to end the day, to kick back. So there'll be a lot of wine and stuff like that. So they relax and they enjoy themselves, and they're in a good mood, and they're in a good space to network and to meet new customers. So again, you have to decide for the kind of clients that you are attracting, what is the best day of the week to have it. I tend not to have them on a Friday evening because I think most people, if you're like me, by Friday night, I'm just, I just want my bed, basically. So that's just me, but some other groups of people might feel differently. But again, if you're having young people might feel very differently. They might think, okay, it's Friday night, I want to go somewhere where I can just chill, but it would also be nice to do a little bit of business on the side. So Friday night might be good for young people. Okay, now you don't have to have refreshments at the event, but I would strongly encourage that you do. I always have refreshments at my events. I would encourage that if you are going to have refreshments, don't make them pay for it at the event. You can work the cost of the refreshments into the price of attendance. So let's say you've worked out your budget. You're going to have some snacks. You've worked out that per head, maybe the snacks are going to cost £10. You can work that into the entrance fee. So you could charge maybe £40 for the entrance fee, but you've also worked in the £10 for the refreshment. So the whole thing would just be £50. So that works, rather than have people pay for the entrance fee and then have to pay for refreshments at the event. It's sometimes a bit of a turn-off for people. Sometimes people feel that they're being taken a bit for a ride, and they don't like that. So I would work the cost of the refreshments. If you know you're not going to give them free, work the cost of the refreshments into the attendance fee. Okay, all right, so that's one way to do it. Now I'm going to come back in a minute. I'm going to take a break right now, and then I'm going to come back and then discuss ways in which you can make money from networking events. Okay, we'll take a break right now, but don't go away.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Bebe Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur.
Money from a networking event, how to make money from a networking event. And before the break, I was just talking about it's a good idea to work the cost of refreshments into the entrance fee, rather than have delegates paid to attend and then have to pay for refreshments at the event. Okay, so ways to make money. One of the ways in which you can make money is sponsorship of the event. Now, I would strongly encourage, if you're going to have sponsorship, to have a range of sponsorship packages, because most small SMEs, most SMEs have a budget for things like attending networking events. So if they, for instance, their budget is £300, and you tell them that the sponsorship package is £500, well, there's nowhere to go from with that. It's £200 over budget, so that's the end of that. I can't sponsor. But if you have a range of sponsorship packages, so you have like the gold, and then you have silver, and you have platinum, and they all have different prices, then there's, if I can't do the gold, well, maybe I can afford the silver. So I would encourage you to have at least 2, if not 3, at least 2 sponsorship packages. Now, the key is to make the gold package so irresistible that it almost seems pointless going for the silver or the platinum. I'll get so much for the gold that I might as well just suck it up and pay that little bit extra for the gold. So, for instance, you might have in the gold package, you might have, okay, we will have you named on our website as a sponsor. You will have your logo on our website. You will have, we will have your logo on all the marketing materials. So let's say you're doing a flyer, you would have on the flyer sponsored by Augustine Clement solicitors, that kind of thing. Any media, any social media shout outs that we do to promote the event, we will name you as we'll have your as well, those kind of things. Then we will name you at the event as the sponsor. PowerPoint presentation will have your name on it as the sponsor. We will give you a couple of minutes at the event for you to speak. That kind of thing. All those kind of things make it so almost an irresistible, no-brainer offer. Once you've got all that packed into the gold, I might as well just go for the gold. So the silver might, for instance, if the gold package, in the run-up to the event, maybe we're going to be doing 3 social media shout-outs a week, naming you as a sponsor. In the silver package, maybe we'll only do 1. And maybe your company logo will not be on the flyers or will not be on the website, that kind of thing. You'll still get value for money, but of course not as much as the gold. So those kind of things are attractive to sponsors. Now, the silver, like I said, would have less options. Another way in which you can make money, so you can actually hold a networking event without putting a penny in it. If it's appealing enough to the right sponsor, you might not have to put a penny in it. And we've had many events like that. We have an award night in Nigeria every year for African lawyers globally. And it is always sponsored, and very little of our money goes into it. It is always sponsored. So you could have a sponsorship. You could hire out exhibition stands, so your delegates are able to hire exhibition stands. Now, this is good for those who have products that they want to showcase at your event. So they can hire an exhibition stand. Oh yes, oh I like that. Yes, you can hire an exhibition stand. So let's say for about £30 or £40, I'm just using it as an example, you can have an exhibition stand. But it's important that you let them know the dimensions of that stand. You must let them know the dimensions, because what you don't want is for them to think that they're going to have a massive space, or their exhibition stands are very big, because some companies have large exhibition stands and the room is relatively small. So you don't want their exhibition stand taking up half the room, or they get there and they find that actually there isn't enough room for their stand. So you let them know the kind of stands that they can have. So they might be able to bring their own, or it might just be a small table that you're allowing them to have, and they're just going to have to squeeze their products onto that stand. So let them know the dimensions. Let them know whereabouts in the room they'll be positioned. So some might want to be in the front of the room, and you may not want that. You may just want maybe your PowerPoint presentation or your own roller banner to be the only thing in the front of the event, and you might want those who have exhibition stands to be at the back of the room, or maybe down the side of the room, that kind of thing. Or some event planners or event holders don't even want exhibition stands in the actual room where the event is holding. They might want them in the foyer. So perhaps during the lunch or during breaks, people can then engage with their exhibition stands in the foyer rather than in the actual room, because sometimes you find that it takes attention away from perhaps the people who are speaking. People are looking at the stands or they're looking at the products, and you don't want that to happen. So you must also be clear as to exactly how do you want it to be. How do you want it to be? And let them know, so that there are no arguments on the day. Oh, I thought I was going to be in the front, and now you've put me in one little very upfront about what they will have, or what is available to them, or what you are offering to them. Okay, another way in which you can make money is to give them opportunities to speak. I did this on Saturday. I charged a fee to give somebody an opportunity to showcase her service, and there was a 5-minute slot which she paid for, but she was able to showcase. Now listen, don't be afraid to do this. In these times, people are more than willing to pay for that opportunity. Why? Because the whole concept of each one reach one, the day where you go to a networking event and then you corner somebody and then you exchange business cards and then you're chasing them for the next 3 weeks, asking them if they have they can find some time in their diary for you to go to their office and do your spiel, and then they tell you after you spend 2 hours in their office, oh, that they're really sorry that right now there's not enough money in the budget for your product. Look, that day is gone. Nobody's got time for that anymore. What you need to be doing as an entrepreneur is to get in front of as many people as possible. Get in front of as many people as possible at a given time and go for it. Do your spiel, perfect your public speaking skills, and be able to market yourself shamelessly in front of as many people as possible, and have the product at hand so that they can see it, touch it, or the service. You have information about the service that they can engage with at that event while they're still in the zone, while they're still connected to their higher power, as they say. They're more willing to engage with you. So when you offer that opportunity, don't see it as, oh, I'm exploiting my clients. On the contrary, you are providing an opportunity for them to engage with their target audience. So nobody's being exploited here. It is a win-win for everybody. You win because you make money. The person who wants to speak at the event wins because she or he engages with potential clients. The client wins because they now have information about a product that they probably never would have had information about. So offer that service as well. You can offer goodie bags. Now, goodie bags are excellent. They're really good because I'm a strong believer that you should always put something in people's hands that they can take away. Always. Because it's one thing to come to an event, after the event, then oftentimes people no longer engage. But if you have a goodie bag, people like surprises. So they like to look through, ooh, what's in it? That kind of thing. So it doesn't have to be anything swanky or expensive. You can have something like this. This is what I had at my last networking event. So you can have something like this. And then to keep the cost down, you just have some information about maybe your company, so your company logo or something on the front. It doesn't have to be printed. You can just have that printed separately and have it glued onto the bag. It's still decent, as you can see, still decent. And then you have products inside the bag. Now, again, you can charge for that. So for the one that we're having on 4th of October, I've already been approached by a company who's introducing a new product range. It's a snack. And they've asked if they can put their product in our goodie bag. Yes, and we will charge a fee for that. So because then people take the product home, they engage with it for longer, they show other people, they're excited about the product, that kind of thing. So again, it's a win-win for everybody. So don't be afraid to charge for that. So have goodie bags. And then in the of course, on the goodie bag, like I said, you have your logo. So again, they remember you for longer. You have your logo on it. You can put your business card in there as well. So again, they have that. If you have any information about any upcoming events, then you put that information in the goodie bag as well. That's helped your marketing. So those are the kind of things that you can do to make money from the event. Okay, now let's look at marketing. What kind of marketing would you do? Now this again will depend on your target audience. So like I said, the last one was for women. So I targeted other women's groups that I knew, targeted other faith groups that had women groups within them, target them as well. So you need to know who you are inviting. This is why it's important to know exactly who you are targeting when you host a networking event. So that will determine where you will go and look for them. So if you're looking to host a group of SMEs, then you're looking at going to other business networking groups, or looking for going on Eventbrite, something like that. Those are the kind of places that you'll be marketing, because that's where people that you're looking for will go to. Okay. Also note that your target audience will also determine the type of marketing that you do. So for instance, if I'm hosting an event for young entrepreneurs, then I probably wouldn't be marketing on LinkedIn, because they hardly ever go there. So I might do something on TikTok, I might do something on Instagram. They're more likely to visit those kind of places than somewhere like LinkedIn. So that again will determine. Also, the kind of colors that you have on your marketing material. So if I'm hosting an event for men, that would determine the colors I'd have. So I'd have dark, bold colors, maybe black, gray, red. Those appeal more to men than seemingly feminine colors such as like yellow, marigold, that kind of thing. Lilac. These are more women's colors. So these are very, very important. They're subliminal things, but they're very, very important when it comes to marketing, because you have to have the kind of colors that appeal to your target audience. Do simple flyers. You can see our one on either side of me now. Do simple flyers. That's it. Thank you very much, Archie. Now you will note that. Now, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Some people think, oh, I don't want to lose that money. But listen, I would rather have 30 people attend and pay £25 than have 5 people attend who are paying 30. For me, it's a no-brainer. So the last event that I had, the one I had on Saturday, I had a lady come along who was a doctor and a lifestyle consultant, and she did a very good talk, a very, very good talk on maintaining a healthy lifestyle and that kind of thing. You can charge for the privilege. Again, they are before their target audience, so they're not doing you any favors. So you can charge for the privilege. So in my case, I usually charge for 5 minutes. I have a fee that I charge for 5 minutes. I would encourage you not to let the speaker go on for too long. A 20-minute talk is too long. For a 2-hour event, a 20-minute talk is too long. I'd say max 10 minutes. And you'll be surprised, 5 minutes is actually quite a long time for a talk at a networking event, because ultimately the talk is not the main issue, it's the networking. So the talk is a side attraction, so you try not to make the side attraction the main event. So you can do that. I like to sow into people's lives, so I always have a raffle at the event. Now, this is entirely up to you, how you do the raffle. What I normally do for my raffle is, when people get to the event, I have them drop their business cards into, I don't know, a jar or something. So I don't charge for my raffles. I have them drop their business cards, and I pick from the business cards who wins the raffle. But you don't have to follow that. If you want to charge for your raffle, by all means do so. By all means do so. So you could, at the beginning, when they register at the registration table, and you should have a registration table, and I'll talk about that in a minute, make sure that they can buy the raffle tickets there, and announce the raffle at intervals during the event itself. Again, it just adds a little bit of razzmatazz, a little bit of excitement to the event. Make sure you have nice gifts for the raffle. I have a lot of products, so I often use my products. Again, that's marketing for me, but I also have things like wine, or indeed, I sometimes ask people who are attending and have products. I ask them, would you like to donate towards the raffle? So sometimes people have books that they want to donate, or they have products that they want to donate, that kind of thing. All this, again, adds to making your event memorable And again, they have something that they take home. They like that. So that, they go home, they kick back. Maybe they want a bottle of wine at the event. They kick back and they have that bottle of wine. They will always remember you, and they want to come to the next one. So I would strongly encourage that you do that. Okay. So when they get to the event, what happens? So we've done all the marketing. We've done how you can make money, prior to getting to the event and all that. So when they get to the event, what do you do to put on a great event? What do you do? So one of the things that you should have is you should have a registration table, and then you have members of your team manning that registration table. Now, I tend to brand my table. So on the registration table, there'll be my brand colors. There'll probably be my roller banner. There'll be some of my products on there as well. The guys, the team on the delegates table will probably be wearing branded tops of either my book or of the event or my company. They'll be wearing branded tops. But branding is really, really important at a networking event. Very, very important. So make sure you get it right. Now, remember that at this event, a lot of people are engaging with you for the first time. And you know what they say, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So it's really, really important that the people that you have to welcome your delegates on your registration table are really bubbly. They like people. They have a really good sense of customer service, because I'm telling you, when I go to a networking event, I want to be made special. I want to be made special. I've paid money to come to this event, so I want to be made special. So you want to have people who are bubbly, who can make a fuss, who know how to, just make your delegates feel good, because that's really what I don't know about you, but when I put on an event, that's what I want. I want my people to feel good. So make sure you have the right kind of people. You don't have standoffish people, and make sure that they have all the right information. They have all the right information, that they're not having it all. You know what? I don't know about that. I'll ask somebody else. No. They must have information, basic information about the event at their fingertips. So if somebody comes along, so let's say somebody came along and they didn't have any information about the event at all prior to their attendance, your team should be able to give them that information. So if I come up and I say, so who's speaking at that event? Your team should be able to tell me who's speaking. They should be able to tell me some of the other people who will be coming along. They must have information about the amenities. So the toilets, if people need to use the toilets, where exactly they need to go from the registration table. Don't just let them stand there looking. You have people, I actually have people lead them into the room, so they know exactly where to go. If there are refreshments prior to the event and they're in another section of the building or another room, let them know that, if you want to hang up your coat, I can take your coat for you. If you go into that room, there's some teas and coffees, that kind of thing. Somebody will be there to help you with teas and coffees. After you've left there, somebody will take you to the main event room. That kind of thing is very, very important. Very important. Don't let people just stand there floundering, not knowing what to do next. Okay. Now, you can also have name tags, particularly if it's a large event. If there are a large number of people coming to the event, I would encourage you to have name tags, because then you get past the awkwardness of asking, so what's your name and what do you do? It's there. So it's easier for people to say, oh, hi, Bebe. So I see that you're a lawyer. So tell me a little bit more about that. So it already helps them break the ice. So name tags are a good thing to have. Again, name tags are a good source of marketing. So in the past, I've had sponsors on the name tag that's printed. So you have the name. So let's say you have Bebe Clement, and then I could have at the bottom, event sponsored by Starr Radio. So again, that could be another source of income for you. That, okay, you might not be able to afford the gold and silver sponsorship package. You might not be able to afford an exhibition table, but here's an affordable, very affordable way, not expensive way in which you can market yourself. So at the bottom of the name tags, we can put your logo or your company name and charge a small fee for that. But there are just so many ways in which you can make money from a networking event. Now, like I said, if you have products for sale, let them be on display. You can do special discounts on the day. Let people know that there's special discounts on the day. Give people opportunities to speak about their products, and I've spoken about that already. But aside from having a main speaker speak about their products, you can also have little things. So I have what I call a minute to win it. So people have 1 minute, and it's literally 1 minute to speak about their product. But that helps them as well, because it gets them into the habit of giving relevant information rather than just, giving us anything and everything to do about their business. Relevant information about their business and their services in a very short period of time. So it helps them as well. Okay, now this one is important. Take pictures and videos, but again, because of GDPR, you need to let people know that you'll be taking pictures and videos, and post them at the event. Encourage people at the event to be posting during the event. There's nothing like live information going on. So get them to say something. I'm at a Bebe Clement event and so is talking. Get them to do it while they're at the event. It is so powerful, so powerful. It means that they're enjoying themselves. That's why they're bothering to do it. So encourage people to do that. But you also have somebody who is doing that throughout the event. They're posting throughout the event. And then at the end of this, so this is so important, don't forget to do this. Get video testimonials. So grab a couple of people who look like they had a good time and ask their permission. Ask them if they wouldn't mind doing a video testimonial. 1 minute, 2 minutes, that's all it is. So get them to stand in front of your branding. So if you have a roller banner, let them stand in front of that roller banner. Or if you have an exhibition stand that has your logo on it, let them stand in front of the exhibition stand and just let them talk about what they got out of the event, why they enjoyed it, why they'll be coming to the next one, or why they're bothering to tell you about it. And do it immediately after the event, because then they're still excited. So that's the best time to do it, and then post that. Video testimonials are powerful, guys. Put it on your website as well. They are very, very powerful. So I would encourage you to do that. Okay, now if you're going to be holding another one, give them information as to how they can register for the next one. Okay, all right, guys, so that brings that to the end of that. I hope you found that useful. And now I'm going to go on to the next segment. For those of you who don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I introduced a new segment. You are going to have to be purposeful in doing what needs to be done to make sure that you are successful. Another thing he says is take the time to identify and cultivate the area of your gifting and develop the courage to pursue it. So some of us never even take the time to discover what are my giftings that I might be able to monetize. We go through life never discovering why we are here. And I personally think that is such a tragedy of a life. You just took up the space of somebody who could have done something meaningful with their life, who could have left a legacy. So make sure that you take the time to identify and cultivate the area of your gifting, particularly in relation to business and something that you can pursue. And he warns, don't let anyone control the gravitational pull of your ambitions. Wow, I love that. Particularly those of us who are from Africa, we often let our parents dictate the gravitational pull of where we end up. You need to cut yourself loose from that. Now, I'm not saying that your parents cannot guide you. Of course they can guide you. That's what they're there for. But that's where it should end. They should guide you, not decide for you, not control your decisions. So for those of you, a word of warning, parents, those of you who are trying to live vicariously through your children, those of you who wanted to become lawyers and you couldn't become lawyers and so your child must study law, this is a word of warning. That may not be their call. That may not be their call. That may not be their purpose in life. That may not even be what they like. So don't mess up your children's life just because you want to live vicariously through them. Let them discover who they are and support them in pursuing that so that they can live a life of personal satisfaction. Okay. He defines, Bishop T.D. Jakes in his book, Reposition Yourself, which is what we're looking at the moment, he defines success as discovering your gift and learning how to use it. And I would add to that, learning how to monetize it. Because whenever I read the story of the talents in the Bible, being able to monetize what you are given is a strong thing, is a very important thing to God. God is a banker. He's expecting a return on his investment in you. Bishop T. Jakes talks about regret. He said, regret comes to those of us who saw an opportunity but lacked the power or the will or the inner fortitude to pursue it. Wow. Wow. Don't think it through. You must be able to think it through and measure the risk. But don't overthink it to the degree that the opportunity passes you by or they go and give it to somebody else. He also spoke about what he calls crystallization. And that's when your passion or the business has seemingly died and you're no longer excited and you're no longer passionate about what it is that you're doing. And the majority of people don't know how to rebound from this. And he also extends in this book, he says that this happens not only in business, but it can also happen in marriage. And a lot of people get divorced, not even because they no longer love their partner, but because they've entered that crystallization stage. And oftentimes, people think the only way out of that is a divorce. And that's not true. And in relation to business, if you find that you've entered that stage, oftentimes, if you take a new look at your business, get fresh eyes to look at your business for you, you will find that you can find other ways to do your business, new ways to offer what you do that will make the business exciting. This radio show is an example. When COVID came along, I had to look at new ways in which I could communicate with people. And this radio show has been very, very exciting for me, very interesting, and it's brought me before a whole set of people that would probably never have known who I was. So oftentimes you can get past the crystallization stage. It is not the end of the journey. It doesn't necessarily have to be the end of the journey. But you may have to have somebody come in. You might need to hire somebody who can come in and have a dispassionate look at your business and give you some fresh ideas. It might well be that you need to change your team. Your team might be a bit stale, or they might have gone as far as they can take you in the business. So you might have to recruit some new people, some fresh people, some young people who can look at the business again and bring in some fresh ideas. And you will find that that might reignite you and take you into a different place in the business. I'm going to end with this. He says to begin to design an environment that is conducive for where you are going. So if you have big dreams for your business, and believe me, I have big dreams for my business. If you have big dreams for your business, then you need to begin to cultivate an environment that will make it possible for those big dreams to be realized. Don't let them remain dreams. So many people never get past the dream stage. And so many people never get past the planning stage. They don't get past the place where they actually do what it is that they're dreaming about and what they're planning about. You must be not just a planner, you must be a doer. But you must create an environment that enables you to do what you are dreaming of doing. So I would encourage you to get in your circle, look at your circle of friends, get in your circle people who can challenge you, people who can support you, encourage you, and stimulate you. Listen, if you are the biggest fish in your bowl, if you are the smartest person in your group of business contacts, you are in the wrong group. You need a bigger group. You need a new set of business contacts. Get mentors who are far ahead of you, that can teach you things, who can correct you, who can stimulate you, who can inspire you. Get people who enthuse you. Get people who have achieved what it is that you are trying to achieve, and get around them. Create an environment that is conducive for where you're going. So if your business hitherto you've been running it from your bedroom, now might be the time to get an actual office, just so that you begin to grow into what it is that you are hoping to become. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to thank you for tuning in today. I don't take it lightly that you spend your time with me. Time is one of your greatest currencies. So I don't take it lightly that you spend your Tuesday afternoons with me. In case you don't know, this show is also aired again on Thursday evening. So if you miss the Tuesday one, you can review on Thursday evening on Starr Radio. But also, I'm very excited to announce that I now have a YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube, all your old favorites are on there. It's Bebe Means Business. That's the name of the YouTube channel. I'd encourage you to go. Please subscribe, like, tell friends, share. Please, please, please do that. And let's keep growing together. So I hope you have a great week. Make some money. Do well. Stay safe. And as I always say, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Bebe Clement, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, Bebe Means Business, the show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that